it seems in some ways that Canadians are sort of like sleepwalking through like the fall of our country. And I mean, the euthanasia program is a perfect example of that. Like, I feel like I missed it. Like, somehow the laws were passed and we didn't really have a national conversation on it. We never really had a debate to understand fully what it meant. And then by the time the laws were brought in, it was like, it was too late. It was already there and it was already established. And it wasn't until they really started getting to the excesses of it, right? Like the idea that you could euthanize a
Yeah.
child or someone who is mentally ill, that people, it really started making press. And I remember I
And didn't wasn't inspiring the kind of one of the sources I quote in my book, and he sort of studied medical assistance in dying programs in other countries,
Mhm.
and he said things kept happening in Canada that even if they happened in one of our sort of wuss peer countries in Europe, you assume we're very much like the Dutch or Belgium. And he said things happened in Canada where if they happened in the Netherlands, it would be a huge scandal, and you
Right.
would have people fired, and you would have transparency from the government. And like the example of Canada, where a veteran calls Veterans Affairs for help
Oh,
with
this
his
is awful.
PTSD
Yeah.
and is offered MAID and takes MAID, that would be a much more controversial thing in basically any European country. And here it was a Senate hearing. I think the person responsible was fired. We still don't know that person's name, and it basically went away. I've seen this with crime as well. I mean, people always criticize the Americans for, how many mass shootings are they going to have, and they don't change their gun laws. Canada can endure any number of horrifying crimes that are very easily solvable. I mean, the guy was out on bail and he was already on parole from another thing. Like, there was multiple interventions that could have stopped this stabbing massacre from happening. And we just don't notice. The names of the victims of these horrifying crimes. These would be galvanizing events, say in the United States, say in the UK, say in Europe, say in South America, and they are just everyday occurrences. We know they're solvable. We read to the part of the story where, oh, the guy was on bail, that sounds about right, and we just move on. So I don't know how to diagnose that, but yes, it is. Canadians do not like to engage with the fact that their country is very broken,